Hey there and welcome to PS2 time. This is part of my new series where I give a quick review of some cool games on the PS2. I'm starting it off with a strange, odd, and downright weird game, Katamari Damacy. Also, this is only on the PS2 version of the game, not the reroll edition. Now, the story in this game, for lack of better terms, is batshit crazy. You play as a prince who has to rebuild stars after his father, the king of all cosmos, destroys them all by accident. You do this by rolling a magical ball called a Katamari over various objects to increase its size so you can collect even larger objects until the Katamari becomes a star. After the intro, there's not much story. You just get surreal dialogue with the king of all cosmos between stages, and these strange little cutscenes with various Japanese people and families, who are all animated like weird Minecraft skins. These scenes also have little relevance to the plot. They're sometimes funny and sometimes just odd. There's not much else to the story, and it isn't very important compared to the real focus of the game, the gameplay. The story does add to the surreal and stylized nature of the game though, which is one of its best aspects. Now moving on, I want to talk about the graphics. This game has a very unique graphical style to it that I haven't seen in any other PS2 game, aside from the sequel to this game, We Love Katamari, and the many other sequels. The graphics are stylized and have a very surrealist feel to it. This is very evident in the cutscenes after you beat the stages, or when you just talk to the King of Cosmos. It gives the game a unique identity and feel compared to other games. I also just like how nice the art style looked, and the graphics really hold up for this game. I also wanted to mention the soundtrack, which I think is awesome. I don't really know how to describe what genre of music it is, I just think it sounds good. Now moving on to gameplay. The gameplay is very simple. You roll the Katamari by pushing both the analog sticks on the PS2 controller. You can tilt both the sticks left or right to move in either direction. You can also quick turn by pressing both sticks down, which comes in use often. Moving either the right or left stick by themselves moves the prince around the Katamari. This takes a bit to get used to and feels clunky at first though. You can also stop rolling by holding both the sticks back when rolling, and you can look in first person mode with the L1 button and jump with R1. Both these mechanics with the looking and the jumping barely come in use for me, so I don't have much to say about them. Charging, however, did come in use. You can charge up your Katamari by moving both analog sticks up and down rapidly. When you let go, it launches you and your Katamari forward. This was useful for picking up lots of small things at a time, or just getting around the map fast. It's a bit difficult to pull off sometimes, but it's fun to do. Now the main objective of the game is to get your Katamari to a certain size before the timer runs out in each level. These are how most missions work in the game. There's also some missions that require you to get enough of specific items in your Katamari to pass the stage. You grow your Katamari by rolling over objects. You can only pick up objects of your own size until you get big enough to pick up bigger items. There's an effect that happens when you go to a new size to indicate when this happens too. There's also areas you can only access once you reach a certain size, and if you bump into an object you can't pick up, you lose items and are stopped in your tracks. You can pick up these obstacles though once you get to a bigger size. You can get to absurd sizes too, and it's really fun trying to make the Katamari as big as possible before the timer runs out. A really cool mechanic is that the different items you collect affect how your ball rolls. Like getting a light post that sticks out of your ball will make it roll awkwardly. This is hard to explain, so check out the clips I put here. A complaint I have is how rolling up walls feels. It feels really awkward and clunky to do. You have to roll into the wall for a bit, then you can scale it, which sounds easier to pull off than it is in the actual game. Other than that, the gameplay of Katamari is awesome. It's a strange and simple concept that was executed perfectly. Now I want to move on to some of the extras. So there's a versus mode where two players compete to build the biggest Katamari. It's pretty fun, but I wish there's more maps available to play on. and that the maps were bigger. The game has unlockables as well called presents, which you get by collecting certain items in the stages. These presents are cosmetic items for your character, and they're pretty dope. Some are pretty hard to find though. And yeah, that's it for the extras. Moving on now to the conclusion. Katamari Damacy is a simple yet fun game, with a unique graphical style, story, and gameplay. It's a timeless classic on PS2, and is still enjoyable to this day. With that being said, I'd give Katamari Damacy an 8 out of 10. So that's it for the video. Let me know in the comments how you like this new format. I know I didn't talk about every detail about the game, but these are meant to be bite-sized reviews. So let me know your thoughts on them. Have a good day, and stay tuned for more content.